everybody to the concert you've all been waiting for, the Tita Collective.
Tita Jokes is a love letter to our titas and the female elders in our families and in our community.
It is a musical sketch review that showcases singing, dancing, acting, and a lot of comedy.
Hey, stop! Just stop! I just stop! What if they're not all Filipino?
The inspiration for the show really comes from our own titas and our own lives as Filipino Canadians. Our titas are the funniest people in our lives, and every conversation with them is a bit of an adventure. So we thought we kind of paid tribute to that.
What are you doing in my room? Oh my goodness!
Most of the feedback has been from older generations sharing that they're really proud and happy that there is a younger generation that's telling their stories, and also in a way that's positive and also invites other groups of people as well. There were a lot of friends who reached out just basically saying that, watching the show, they didn't have to be Filipino or understand all the specifics and the jokes to find it relatable. The great part about how we've written the show is that we've done it in a way that can reach very many people.
Amen!
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit!
I think sometimes I can feel, as a Filipina, very invisible, but when we tell these stories, I hear a lot of stories from people around me who aren't Filipino or Filipina or Filipinx, and they're like, my mother or my sister-in-law is Filipina, and so I know what lumpia is, or I have lots of friends, so it makes me feel like maybe I'm not as invisible as I thought, and so that really, I feel encouraged to tell people hey, tell your stories.
So it's been really, really nice to hear that people are coming and leaving the show feeling proud to be Filipino, which I think is really a great thing to celebrate.
Oh, I'll have the kare-kare, the pancit, and all of that with a discount,
The Fringe is a lottery system. That's how all the shows get chosen. And we entered through the Culturally Diverse Artist Program. And we were second on the wait list when they did the lottery. Luckily for us, 2 people had dropped out, so a slot opened up, which was great. We found that out in about March. We've also have had a number of sold out shows. So we sold out our second show, our 4th show, which is today. And the other shows have had really, really packed houses, or have been near sold out. So it's great to see that there is an audience for this and that they keep coming back.
The really special thing about this specific Fringe, for me, it may be a bit grandiose to say that it's kind of historical, but there were three Filipinx stories at this Fringe. The Toronto Star covered it, and they said that this Fringe had a Filipino flavor. That for me blew my mind, and it really showed that because us 3, we worked really hard to not compete and to share. So we became the hashtag Filipinx Fringe family. So we were able to basically tour our, we have the same audiences, hey, after our show, go see that show because it's going to be different. And then go see that show because it's going to be different. It just shows that there's room for all of us. And if we work together, we can lift each other up as a community even higher, right, than if we competed. And so that for me was the really humbling thing of this Fringe.
Quick, sing a song. What? That's what Filipinos do, they sing. I
Yeah, Tita Collective is a multidisciplinary collective comprised of us. And we all come from different worlds like theater, film, dance, comedy, music. And it's like an amalgamation of all our skills and the stories that we want to tell. We have some workshops coming in the fall. We're doing a workshop of Alia's play with Tarragon Theatre, so that's really great. And just planning, hopefully, a tour of Tita Jokes. Maybe it's still in the early development stages, so we can't guarantee anything. But I think the goal is that we want to continue to share our stories with our greater community.
do not generalize. Bruno Mars, some of us are not into.
Follow us on Instagram. It's Tita.collective. Follow us on Twitter, Tita_collective. Follow us on Facebook, Tita Collective. We want to keep you on your toes, so